They said integrity is not what happens when people are watching you. Integrity is what happens when nobody's watching you. And that's what computer vision and AI will do in those environments. Low staff equals opportunity, but if the integrated security system is monitoring that opportunity and reducing it incrementally, then you have results. Retailers all use a very similar way to calculate shrink. It's percentage of sales. So the easiest way to reduce shrink is to increase sales. But how do you do that when you're starting to pull out the sales enablement device? So that means you have to increase your levels of customer service commensurate with what you pulled out of the store. So how does the customer feel, number one, safe? How do they feel empowered to get their transaction done and do so accurately without any loss taking place during that transaction? So as they start pulling out the kiosks, they have to be mindful of where's their staffing? Are they able to put somebody in place that's going to help enable the transaction? And can they do that while balancing the increase in payroll versus the loss that they're averting? When you have a store with light staff, maybe one, maybe two people in a small C-store of sorts, you can't possibly monitor all of the customers that are in the store. The technology becomes critical to that, which is when they approach and they're looking to make a purchase, were they acknowledged at some point? Was the customer aware that there were other things that were helping monitor their activity and make it a safe environment? When they walked up to the store, if it was nighttime, was the lighting good? Is the signage good? Is the store clean? All of these little things contribute to better shrink results. If the store is seen as not caring about the environment, not seen as maintaining the standards, that the planogram doesn't look right, that the uniform I'm wearing isn't on right, I don't have my name tag on, all of these little things erode the brand of the retailer. AI and some of the other computer vision things can help maintain those standards by making it aware to the executives that have made the investments in those systems. So the integrated systems, really leveraging cameras first, can do a lot of these things. And it's just how far do you want to take it? What do you want to test? And a partner like Telaid can help you navigate the AI and the computer vision models that are out there that are most effective for your environment. Controlling what's happening in the store is going to be based on policy, procedure, and integration of those systems to help maintain and monitor whether those policy and procedures are being adhered to. So a manager is not going to be there all the time. Can the integrated system help the manager monitor what's happening when they're not there? They said integrity is not what happens when people are watching you. Integrity is what happens when nobody's watching you. Think of that as what computer vision and AI will do in those environments. Low staff equals opportunity, but if the integrated security system is monitoring that opportunity and reducing it incrementally, then you have a result, which is how do I continue to leverage this for other areas? Because computer vision and AI can learn things very quickly that help you maintain policy and procedure. And it's going to be based on whether you want to leverage compute on site or compute in the cloud. So you'll have a balancing act between infrastructure within the environment to allow compute on site to work effectively. Or if you want to leverage compute in the cloud, now you're going to need bandwidth from the store location to the cloud. That's going to be something that our experts within our solutions environment will help assess very quickly. And usually there's a balance between the two because some of the stuff can be real time and help impact situational awareness that we talked about earlier. But then what are those KPIs that managers that are not there want to be able to monitor in real time? And how does the cloud environment allow you to do that after the fact? You don't need to do it in real time, but you do want to be able to report on it daily or weekly or monthly, whatever the standards are. So as you're looking at those layers, it's what type of infrastructure? Do you need it to be 1 gigabit, 10 gigabits? How fast do you need it to be? How quickly do you need that information in somebody's hands? And then you work backward there to solve the problem.
To make that successful, I think it is standardizing the technology that's being implemented into those stores, making sure, first of all, that you've got plenty of technology available, that you don't have to switch up midstream while you're deploying the technology, utilizing Telaid, like our staging capabilities, our kitting, our configuration capabilities, deploying that technology rapidly out of our facility to support your fast expanding store footprint. And then I'll leave it at this: when you don't have a lot of on site staff to support, we have a technology called Device Watch we could implement into your stores that will monitor and make sure that your technology, your security systems, your POS, your APs are stable and they're functioning as they should be. Technology actually does self healing. So we have the capabilities to maintain and keep your stores producing revenue for you.
The one thing that you alluded to, leveraging the TSC allows us to leverage better scheduling out in the field because we can utilize our hybrid workforce where we bring the partner, one of our W-2 technicians, into the first couple of sites and go through the process I'll call it a methodical manner, but it's a training mode. And that training mode allows both of them to become very proficient in the technology we're refreshing, and then they can scale it very quickly because training goes into scale very quickly so that they can turn around site after site after site with minimal effort because the training is complete. And we'll do that with each partner as we roll into a territory or a geography. Most of these folks are doing a balancing act between capital expenditure and operational expense. The goal of any capital expense is to offset ongoing OpEx because you have less maintenance on something that's new. A new piece of technology shouldn't break for X number of years, right? So being honest about your CapEx budget will allow a very honest OpEx budget. And the second piece would be going back to those three things we're trying to combat, which is, does the technology impact the payroll? Does it impact the cost of the goods being sold? In some of these environments, we even have spoilage that we have to monitor as well. And that creates another complexity in the shrink number. And then the third piece is, does it reduce time, which allows us to reduce the amount of payroll? If they're honest about those ROI models, which are changing rapidly, it's very easy to make sure it pays for itself. Most of the retailers are very good about not making an investment unless there's at least one of those three present. And then you get the unintended benefit that is calculated after the fact, which says, we got this in our environment, and now we realize it also helps us here and here, and we didn't even have that in the ROI model. So how do we white paper that and bring it out to others in the marketplace so that they can benefit from an oops or an aha moment?
Yeah, and just to kind of tie off the backside of where I think Mike was going with that, pulling in the right people into the conversations up front when you're looking at building out your technology for these stores, say marketing. Marketing obviously has some pretty hefty budgets. Not every environment, not every location is going to be the same. Understanding, integrating that technology, the security cameras into your store. You can monitor customer path in the store, understand the in cap leverage ability with marketing, put better technology into the stores, and ultimately show a faster ROI by showing improvement in sales through marketing and technology, or IT and technology working together.